Alright, it's time to sign up. LS Fest Grand Champion 1970 Plymouth Duster. Color rust and Grand Champion vintage. Submit. Alright. Mo Party. Vehicle information. 1970. Duster. Multicolor. My vehicle is powered by a Mopar. This week it will be. Submit. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. For Ford Fest, 1970. Plymouth Duster. Multi. Yes, my vehicle is indeed powered by a Ford power plant. This week it will be. I'm interested in a burnout contest. I have to keep it together. Submit. It is done.
Welcome to the shop. I'm Jared, and this is the Questionable Garage. And as you can kind of tell by that intro, we do some questionable things here. Mainly bringing one car to all three of the events in September that Holly puts on. The Holly LS Fest, the Holly Mo Party, and the Holly Ford Fest. With one car. The Holly LS Fest, Mo Party, Ford Fest, Triple Crown Showdown. That's what I'm calling it. It's right off the tongue. Which means I have to have each of these engines in the car for each week and event. That's a big ask. I'm putting a whole lot on myself to do, but we're not just showing up. Now, if you're not familiar with the rules of the event, to even bring your vehicle on the showgrounds, you have to have an appropriate engine. That means at LS Fest, you have to have an LS or an LT, a modern GM V8. For Mo Party, it's a little bit easier. Just any Mopar engine. There's a ton of them, and the same goes for Ford Fest. Any Ford engine, and you're good to go in. And this absolutely terrible idea of mine came to fruition because last year, one driver won the Grand Champion at all three events. It was the first time that one person with three different cars won everything. And I thought, man, how about I'm the first person to bring the same car and compete in Grand Champion at all three events? I don't like myself, I think. But this is gonna be a tremendous amount of fun. I've got a really cool car, I've got some really great drivetrains, and we've got a ton of really awesome parts to build this Duster up with. I still got a lot more coming, but I figured let's get started because there's not a lot of time left before the first event, and I've got a lot of other things going on between now and, well, the first weekend of events. Man. So, if you're not familiar with the car, sitting behind me is a 1970 Plymouth Duster. I picked this thing up from my friend Taylor Hull. Originally, I was going to try to patch it together to run the Southern Classic, realized it was nowhere near close enough to running to even come close to that, but I now have a car. So, we borrowed another Duster, which then broke, and I then was left with this thing sitting in the shop, needing a direction, needing something to do, and I decided I wanted to make it the crappiest looking, fastest possible car that I could. The good thing is it looks cool, but let's be honest, it's kind of crappy looking. There's rust, there's holes. Every time I move it, more of it falls off. So I figured it is the perfect platform to bolt a lot of really awesome parts on it. Now, we are all car guys and car gals, and when it comes to our cars, they are only as good as the parts that we put on them. I'm working on a 1970 Duster. It's a little rusty and it's kind of falling apart, and we pulled something out that looked absolutely terrible in sneak peek. We're putting something in that's absolutely amazing. And that's what AG1 is for your body. You're able to stop putting in the junk like the high fructose sodas and the, 18,000 calorie coffee drinks that you're putting in and put in something that has all of the vitamins and nutrients your body needs. And AG1 isn't just a run-of-the-mill supplement. It is NSF certified for sport, meaning Olympians can take it as part of their fitness routine. And like we've been talking about in past videos, I am working really hard this year to get healthier, lose weight, and just take better care of myself. I'm starting to look an awful lot like a 53-year-old rusty duster, even though I'm not even 40 yet. So I need to go ahead and put better things in me. And fitting AG1 into your routine has never been easier. They've got the pre-measured travel packs, or you just take a scoop, put it in your mixer, put your fluid of choice, shake it up, and enjoy. Click my link in the description below to get your special offer, a free 1-year supply of the D3K2 vitamin supplement and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first order. You didn't click it yet? It's free stuff. A free 1-year supply of D3K2. Just drop it on your tongue, mix it with your drink, and 5 free travel packs with your first order. Click the link down below. First obvious visual awesome parts that we have to go on to it are courtesy of our friends at J&J Auto Wrecking. They've helped me out tremendously back with the Johnny Rev build with all the Corvette suspension and engines for it and replacement engine for it. They got me a good builder core for the drag racing Lexus build. They've been a really great channel partner, and they said, you're crazy, but we'll help you out. So in front of us, well, in front of you beside me, on the far right, we have got our first engine for LS Fest. It's an LS3 from a newer Camaro. It's already got a Texas Speed and Performance Stage 3 camshaft. It's got a fast intake, big throttle body on it. It is a potent little powerhouse that is ready to go for the first weekend. Oh yeah, Grand Champion. It's not just showing up with a car driving in. It's road racing. It's a countryside cruise. It's autocross. It's drag racing. It's their 3S challenge. There's also a car show, which we're gonna enter. I don't think you're gonna score too well there, buddy. So that is our first engine, an LS3. Next to it is actually our ticket for the final event, Ford Fest. This is a late model Mustang 2017, I believe, 5-liter Coyote engine. It's a big engine. They've gone to cam over valve. The camshafts live in the cylinder heads on these engines. They are big. Even though it is our smallest displacement out of all of them, it is the biggest footprint of every engine. So while they're really, really great engines, they make a lot of power, sound really good, they're not super practical when you compare that 5.7 down at the end, how small it is next to that 5-liter. So that's why the LS is kind of king for engine swaps. They're very small and compact and can make a ton of power. But yeah, we got ourselves a 5-liter Mustang engine to get us into Ford Fest. And then to my left, this is the engine that will actually end up living in the car permanently. We've got a 6.1-liter Hemi engine. This is just kind of your awesome sounding, looks great, reliable 6.1 Hemi. This is out of an SRT Cherokee. You could get them in certain packages of Chargers, Challengers, everything. Again, 6.1, non-variable timing, non-MDS, just a good, decent displacement, great sounding, fun engine. So this is our ticket for Mo Party, the 6.1. I've got a lot of really cool engines, but I don't just want to show up. I want to go and actually have a competitive car as much as possible, which means I need to make this car handle really well. So let me go wheel a cart in real quick. That's a lot of boxes, isn't it? This has been floating around in the back, and it's finally time to get this thing opened up. I reached out to QA1 and told them what I was doing, and they said, we love it. It's absolutely insane and right up our line of getting these old classics handling as great as possible. So they sent out a level 3 A-body Mopar. I remember, I've got A, B, C body Mopars everywhere. This is the A-body Mopar. They got me the level 3 A-body Mopar front end kit, which is incredible. We are gonna have a universal K-member with great suspension. It's gonna let me get some really good brakes on this thing, and it's going to simplify all of my engine swapping by having a little bit more compact tubular K-member. I still got a lot more parts. We got transmissions coming, we got chassis kits coming, we got rust repair parts coming, but I figured today let's get started. We're gonna get this front end yanked out of it. We're going to then go ahead and unbox our level 3 front end kit and introduce our level 3 front end kit. But first, let's give Dwayne a little bit of montage flexing muscle by showing you just how rough some of this stuff looks and some of the pretty parts of the engine, right? Come on. So, don't do what I'm about to try to do, which is I'm just gonna hopefully set my lift arms and lift the chassis dollies up enough to clear our engine stuff. And then everything will go straight out the bottom. We need to get this out. We also need to get all of our suspension out. And torsion bars and transmission. And we'll just go straight down. Did I SAE correctly? Holy cow, I did. Would you look at that? Come on. Why you gotta do that? There you go. One other benefit is not having any steering gear. That'll remove a little easier. Ooh, that unibody frame rail doesn't exist. Let's just say there's a lot of rotten. Alrighty, so undo control arm bolts. We got torsion bars we'll have to worry about. We got a car that has a lot of rust. Probably should worry about that at some point too. Should I just buy the good Duster and build it? That would be the smart thing. Which means it's the wrong thing. Yeah, bless me. You're following along at home on your own rusty Duster and your brake lines are any good, be careful. But mine aren't, so. All right, halfway through these. Are you gonna do better on the other side? Oops. This shot at the other side, or does it actually come back? Oh hey, one good shock, sweet, money saved. Come on, why are you being so awful, car? Come apart easy, we got good things to do together. Oh, there we go. This is the just biggest piece of junk Sawzall in the world. It doesn't matter what blade I put in it. You're about to get thrown across the shop and in the garbage. Into the trash. Piece of junk. Interesting. That did the exact same cut and it didn't fall out. Okay, liquid time. Woo! Ow! Woo! Well, all right. There's been, plenty of time-lapse footage of me working along building out that QA1 front end. I can't wait to show it to you. Also, I found a few things that is going to keep us from putting it in today. But first, let's go over the old front end. So that's what they call a K-member. This was the front suspension. We got the steering box. We have the torsion springs. Quick tip for you. If you decide to use a torch to cut them out, you're not going to be able to reuse them. That's just for permanent removal. Also, they're under attention. Don't use a torch unless you're a qualified professional idiot, like I am. It's dangerous, not smart. Torsion bars work incredibly well for giving nice ride comfort. They're just limited in some adjustability. So, we've got this whole thing. We've got the steering box with a pitman arm to a drag link to tie rods to an idler arm. Just lots of places for slop. So, look at this beauty. We got just enough light coming from the back to kind of just really make it pop. This is the QA1 Level 3 front end kit. It's tubular, it's stronger, it's more reinforced. It's going to tie the left and right chassis together a whole lot better. We have a power steering rack, which means you have a single steering input, and it's connected directly to our spindles. We have two-way adjustable coilovers. It's way too nice of parts to be putting on this car, which I absolutely love. That's the whole point of everything we're doing to this thing. Way too nice, but it's going to be fast, and it's going to be an absolute riot. So, why are we not ending episode 1 with a new K-member in the front end? Well, we knew we had a little bit of frame patching and metal work to do, which was this little section right here. That was a patch that Taylor had already put in, but upon further review of our frame, it also needs some patches through there and on the inside. So, I'm going to have to cut out that old patch, and we're going to cut out some of that metal and have to do a whole lot of the wrong thing the right way. So you can get full unibody rails the problem, or the main reason I really don't want to do that, is other than the top, the whole rest of the C channel is in really good shape. So we're going to be able to clean it all up, treat the rust, and put a little bit of new metal on top to box it back in and have full strength. So I just didn't see a reason to take the whole car apart to put in a frame section that we can, patch and make strong. We're also waiting for some other metal to come in to do some really cool chassis reinforcements and other frame modifications. And we need the floor to come in and a trunk rail. So we made huge progress. I'm dripping in sweat. We've got the old engine out. It really wasn't in, but it's out. We've got the old K-member off. We know what fabrication is getting ready to come up and happen real soon. We got an absolutely insane front-end suspension to be putting in this car. I'm incredibly excited about this project. I'm realizing it's a very daunting task, but I'm looking forward to it and bringing you guys all along for the adventure while we build ourselves some classic muscle that was destined for a scrapyard, and we're gonna set firsts. I really hope at least one or two of you might be as absolutely crazy as I am to take on the Triple Crown Challenge. I'd love to see one or two other people. Come on, come go for it. Be a grand champion. Even if you don't win overall, if you show up to all three in the same car, you're a grand champion in my book. Like anyone who finishes it. I know Demonology was talking about it at one event, but I think he only was going to drag race because honestly, he can't turn left or right. He knows how to go straight. Does it pretty quick, snatches a few souls, but if you ask a left turn out of our buddy there's no souls to be snatched. So that is the end. Thank you to AG1 for sponsoring this episode to help give us funding to do these absolutely insane projects. I'm Jared, reminding you guys to always make questionable choices, and the person you are today is the person you were 2 years ago were dreaming of. Let me try that again. I'm Jared, reminding you guys to always make questionable choices, and the person you are today is the person you wanted to be a couple years ago. Keep on going. You got this. We'll see you.